Hello everyone, it's me, it's David again, and this is my second video blog, if you can stomach another one. Last time I said I was going to talk about sort of my best and worst TEFL experiences. I'd just like to start really by saying that I hope everybody is well and everyone's happy and staying at home, and I know there are bigger things in the world at the moment, but you know, here we go. I've been very lucky. I got into TEFL by accident. I didn't really know much about it. I didn't really know what I was doing. My cousin worked in a school and he got me a job sort of being a TA kind of thing on a summer school, and before I knew it, I was in the classroom, I was doing activities and stuff like that. So just complete fluke. I didn't know what I wanted to do after uni, but I have been very, very, very lucky. And I have to say that the majority of my experiences have been very, very, very positive. So to talk about my kind of best and worst TEFL experiences is not that easy really, because there aren't too many bad ones to pick from. I've been very lucky, they're mainly positive. But I'll do the negative one first, just as a kind of cautionary tale, I guess. And then I'll talk about one of my many, many positive experiences. So here it goes. So I was working in the Dolomites in the north of Italy, a beautiful, picturesque place to work. And once a week, I would drive from the town, the big town we were living in, up to a school in the mountains, which is basically a ski resort. And I would teach 2 back-to-back classes. I think it was twice a week, like Tuesday or Thursday or Wednesday and Friday or something. So all in all, it was quite a long stint. It was a good 45-minute drive up, and then teaching for 2 hours and 2 hours and then coming back, but still. And I was quite new to teaching then. I'd only been teaching maybe a year or two maximum, so I was still a kind of newbie, I guess. And so I got in the car, I drove up to this class, beautiful kind of village in the mountains, which had a little village school, and we used the classrooms in the evening. Most of my students were teachers themselves, were language teachers, and wanted to improve their English. Interestingly enough, their first language was not Italian or even German. It was Ladin, which is a kind of mountain language, and then German, and then Italian, and then their fourth language was actually English. So very interesting place. Anyway, I got to this classroom. My students are kind of waiting for me already, and as I reach into my bag to get my materials, I realize that I have absolutely nothing with me. I haven't brought my bag with my books, my teacher's books, my materials, and I just thought, oh no. And you have that feeling where the bottom of your stomach falls out. And they say that when you have a near-death experience, your whole life flashes in front of your eyes, because it's your survival instinct kicking in. Your brain's trying to process everything you've ever experienced in your whole life to try and find something that might save you, excuse me, at that one point. And I kind of did the same thing. I had a kind of TEFL flash before my eyes. And before I knew it, I had an activity ready to go out of thin air. And it was something that I'd seen somewhere or seen someone else do. And it was basically a grammar auction, which is the students produce some language. Then you do a kind of game show thing where the other students bet on whether it's right or wrong. And I did this twice, back to back. And do you know what? It turned out to be a really, really good lesson in the end. So out of something negative came something positive, and I just always think that the lesson from that is that doesn't matter what happens in the classroom, you can do something, it will always be okay. And I say to my candidates, what's the worst that can happen? Honestly, what's the worst that can happen, you know? So my advice would be maybe to have all these things up your sleeve, ready to go in case you're a wally like me and you leave all your books at home. So that was something a little bit negative, and I had a mini panic, and my life flashed before my eyes, and I turned it into something positive. And I still do grammar auctions now. I think they're really good fun. Students enjoy it, even though they're gambling with fake money. There we are. And then I guess I'm going to pick one positive experience. I've had many. I've been really, 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 really lucky. And what I would say is that I'll pick the same place. I'll pick Italy again. I've worked in different places, like I said last time, but there was one day where I had no classes in the daytime at all. So we spent the day skiing. Can you believe that? We were skiing in the Dolomites. We skied for 3 or 4 hours in the afternoon. Got to the car. I basically got changed into my teacher's stuff, and I went and taught in the same school that I've just mentioned. And I remember thinking, when am I going to get found out? I had this imposter syndrome. When are they going to realise that I'm just blagging this, that I'm winging it? And I had this kind of feeling like I was a charlatan of some kind. And I remember being in the same classroom where I'd had that negative experience. And I looked out the windows and I could see that the sun was setting and it was lighting up the mountain, which used to be coral millions of years ago. So it was quite a red glow. It was just getting dark as well, so you could see the lights on the piste sort of fading, and it was wonderful. And I just remember thinking, I'm so lucky to be able to do this. This is amazing. And I think it's one of those moments in your life where you just think, wow, this is happening, and I am here teaching in this wonderful place with these wonderful students and having a great time. So there you are, a little glimpse into into a positive and a negative experience that I've had working in TEFL. And like I say, I could go on and on about the positives. There are so many experiences like that where you just go, this is amazing. I can't believe I'm doing this. But maybe you'll have that imposter syndrome feeling like I did, but I promise you it will pass as you get better at teaching and as you get more confident, more experience. And in the end, you'll just have a great time. So happy TEFLing, and I hope you're all safe and well. Okay, thank you.